Yeah, g'day all everyone out there. So I thought I'd just re-up a video that I put up 3 years ago, which was explaining the game a bit more in detail. Those that enjoy this presentation, the book link is at the bottom, that if you want more insight to what I'm talking about and get the full explanation, including the Mandela effect explained and everything else that basically explains the full existence and everything that you've always wanted answered. And you can check the reviews on Amazon for other people's feedback of what they've thought about it, which you can see that I'm actually legit with what I say. It is the number one book that will give you the biggest awakening to understand how to return to spirit again. So enjoy the presentation. I'm talking over a little bit at the beginning now. But peace, love, and respect all, and I'll get back to you in the future. Peace. Also, remember when I'm talking here, it's a long time ago, and I was using
is Yahweh. So I'm going to relay my information of what I've been told to say. Now, this is going to be hard to grasp for a lot of people because of indoctrination, and indoctrination has been a hard thing to overcome for everyone as well. G'day YouTube and everyone out there. So I'm going to explain a lot in this voice, and if I offend some people out there, I don't mean to, because me, myself, I'm all about Yahweh. Yahweh is my God, and everything comes from Yahweh. So I want you to know that before I say what I'm going to say. Alright, I am myself a Reiki healer and a spiritual field healer and a seer. So through the consciousness connection, I can retrieve information from a singularity from the collective consciousness of the One. Right, the One is Yahweh. So I'm going to relay my information of what I've been told to say. Now, this is going to be hard to grasp for a lot of people because of indoctrination, and indoctrination has been a hard thing to overcome for everyone, as we're still playing the indoctrination game in the Matrix. So where do I start? Okay, so we are in a manifested by consciousness energy vibrational frequency game. Okay, so everything in this reality is a game. Now, you know for a fact that through the shift of the Mandela effect that our consciousness is not part of our avatar or physical body, we should say, as our consciousness shifted to the new body. Hence, new game level. So, now I'm going to explain what I've seen. Okay, so once I opened up all my chakras and the energy flowed through, I spoke to Yahweh, and I speak to Yahweh a lot. So, Yahweh showed me that what we are, and what we really are outside of this game, is light beings that are standing on a, get this, checkered floor, just like the Mason's fucking floor, or the chessboard. And we are resonating energy from our hands because we're standing in the shape of a cross with our arms out, and we're on each square, the positive and the negative square. So you're white and the black. See, you have the positive facing one way and the black facing the other. And we have our Kundalini open. So on every single spiritual being on the chessboard, and energy is flowing through our hands to the next, and to the next, and to the next, until you have a full consciousness grid of energy. Okay? That is what we really are doing right now. This that we're in is a holographic projection through vibrational frequencies of consciousness. We are not in this game. The ones from Mandela effect will know what I mean, because you know what consciousness is. So I've explained to you is what we really are, okay? So now the Matrix. The Matrix itself is filled with programs. It's filled with a governor to keep everyone entrapped in the Matrix. See, the Matrix is the most advanced vibrational holographic illusion of reality that you can imagine. The Matrix here is all about being stuck in your avatar, not understanding that your consciousness, and that everything that you do has a cause and that you have to live a certain way because fear or indoctrination has pulled you into one direction of your lifestyle. Now, as according to what I've seen, that's wrong, because I've been told 100% that everything is made of consciousness. Everything is the pure source of creation of consciousness, Yahweh Elohim. So, through Elohim telling me, through my contact with Elohim, I've been revealed that everything is like wrong as what we think it is. Outside the matrix is peaceful, calm, surreal. That's where we are. We are creating a game. We are gamers. We like to game. Hence the consciousness of the one. Remember, everything is a consciousness manifestation of collective imagination, thought, initiative, programming into the singularities and the other collectors of each layer that manifests the physical reality. We create the game as we go. So at the moment we have programs inside the game. Now, like I said, I'm 100% Yahweh, so I'm sorry to a lot of people out there because you don't like this, but I'm going to have to say it because it is what it is, and it just is what it is. So Yahweh is good and bad. There is no good and bad anything else. Everything is Yahweh from Alpha to Omega. Everything was created by Yahweh, including the good and the bad. Now, everyone looks at this as a bad thing, but the problem is we are taking life as literal. This is not literal. This is a game. This is 100% a game created by the consciousness of pure source of creation for its children. We are the children. This is you think about it, all right? So you have reality right now, which is which is all pure source of creation of consciousness. Nothing can exist in this reality because it's all part of the one, correct? So anyone putting any information inside of the one is the one itself trying to tell you and give you hints, correct? Okay, so let's have a look at reality. What has reality turned to lately? Big trends on games, big trends on trying to make games better, big trends on this. What's the difference between a game running programming of numbers and reality running a program of numbers, which has been scientifically proven? Not a thing. What I'm trying to say, everything is the same. You think about the messages inside the matrix, inside this matrix. You have movies called The Matrix. You have movies called The Gamer. All of these imaginations or thought initiative programs or downloads come from the pure source of creation consciousness into our singularity to manifest into the hologram matrix as our understanding. All it is hints. Everything is a hint. Like I explained to you, on the outside of the outside of the matrix is the chessboard, right? So on the chessboard, what did I say? We have crosses and we have the chessboard, right? The cross light beings and the chessboard. So now let's come back into reality. Let's have a look at similarities of what we can find that are inside the game matrix. Remember, this is not real. This is a manifestation of vibrational frequencies through the collective consciousness energy. That's it. So what I say, this is not real. It is 100% not fucking real. So now let's look at the similarities. So we got the Masons, the secret society inside the Matrix, telling everyone about, or keeping secret about the Masonic floor and the checkerboard floor, correct? All right, we have a big reference there to the outside knowing of what really is going on. All right, so let's have a look around. How many crosses are prominent inside of the Matrix to give you another hint of what's going on outside? It's all everywhere around us. You look at all of the movies and stuff that come out. You have to remember that nothing is created from nothing. Everything comes from the consciousness of the one. Everything is manifested by the consciousness of the one. So what we are trying to do as a collective right now, and everything is pushing towards the game trend and everything like that, think about it. we, as consciousness of the one, as singularities from the collective, are working to try to tell the consciousness itself to wake up, because it's a game. That's the reason why everything's coming out to show you games. When we first enter the world, we know that when we're here, we're to have fun. Everything's fun. There's no indoctrination system. There's no programming. It's all fun. We entered the game to have fun. This is what the game is about. I've been told to say that everything's getting too serious. This game is not about being serious. The serious is keeping you inside the game from not understanding it's a game. You think about what you do in a game, okay? So now that I understand now I explain like what I'm saying about the game and all, etc. like that. So my game example in the Sagittarius arm was during my star sign, it said that I should become addicted, get off it, and I went into monkhood, right? So I actually did that in my star sign of Sagittarius arm. Hence, this is my new level of the game. I have a new zodiac now, which in my reality only 12 existed, but now in this new game level, there's 13. So it just happens to be that I happen to be the most hardcore fucking one out there that you can think of, that's out fighting the Illuminati, studied the Illuminati, thought they were the most evilest scum on the earth, okay? So now you can understand where I'm coming from. So this is all my background. So I hate the Illuminati. All right, until I found out what I'm going to reveal to you. And after that, I hope this can give you some understanding and insight. Now, in the Bible, it says, love thy enemy, right? So I've already told a lot of people that we have to love the Illuminati, correct? So to get rid of the Illuminati is to get rid of the indoctrination of the Illuminati, to get rid of the fear of the Illuminati. So what we've got to do is break through to the real understanding of what's really going on, because the Matrix is filled with puzzles and puzzles on top of each other. If you look at, for example, you look at what the Illuminati used, the all-seeing eye, okay? So you know consciousness itself. If you've meditated, you will know 100% through your violet chakra, your knowing. You will actually see, and you see in one eye. You don't have two eyes when you see. So the representation of that is the Illuminati know that this is a game, and what they're doing is they're playing the enemy. We have to have good and we have to have bad to have a good game. You think about reality and you think about a computer game. What is computer games showing you right now? Sims are showing you that the complicity of a game can get bigger and bigger and bigger. Every game is getting to virtual reality and etc. like that. What is the consciousness of one showing us in the collective? It's showing us that everything is a game. Why else would it manifest everything into the reality to be doing with games? Why is it that everything is game, like sports, everything is games? Right now you have kids to adults that are gamers. And this is all in the one's consciousness. Remember this. This is all in the Matrix. All this is a hint to allow us to awaken, to understand that we're in a game. The only difference is when we play a game on a console or PC or anything like that, is when you start off your game, you get a menu and a introduction to the game. You get the tutorial of how to play the game. This game is so complex that you didn't even start off with that in your life. But you knew as a child that it was fun, and the game was all about playing a game. That was it. I mean, the world was all about playing a game, and that was it. That's the reason why you run around having fun, etc. like that. And then after that, it gets indoctrination programmed on top of that, that brings you into the understanding of it's a matrix. See, the matrix itself inside has its own programs. Like I say, Yahweh is everything, all right? Everything is Yahweh. Good and bad, and everything is Yahweh. Satan does not fucking exist. No Buddha exists. Nothing like this exists, because you have to get it through the construct of reality that there's nothing in reality. So if nothing exists, how can that exist? All it is a constructed program from Archon put into the actual matrix as itself, and to run the history of programs. Now, each religion tells you to wait in the matrix over and over and over again, correct? Well, this is what religion does. It binds you to the matrix to not understand that it's a game. Everything is a game. The Illuminati, what they know is that we are stuck in the game. And this is going to sound insane because I can't believe to a lot of yous out there, I'm fucking saying this, trust me, but I understand and know this is what it is. And this is the most craziest. Everything is created from Yahweh, okay? That you have Satanism shit and all this fucking stereotype crap of bad of Yahweh. And then you have the good, the Bible and all the other good religions, which are all the good of Yahweh. How the fuck does that exist? It can't exist because Yahweh is just one and one collectiveness. So therefore, everything is how it is. It's supposed to be the way it is because Yahweh is perfect. And there's no imperfection in Yahweh's design of the game. Get it? Game. What are we playing? We're playing the game as if it's real life. And it's our bodies and we have to do this and we have to do the fear and the terror programming inside the Matrix actually interfere with you trying to do through free will what you want to do, that you get indoctrinated into the style of program, and then you're stuck in that path, hence right now, Illuminati taking over the world, and all this bullshit. But I understand. The reason why Illuminati want order out of chaos is because to have order in the game is to have chaos, because that's what it is. If you look at the consciousness, the one giving us games, okay? Satan's not giving us fucking games, all right? The one is giving us beautiful games that you can build houses in and everything like that. But the one, Yahweh, is also giving us games where you can kill people and run around and shoot people and have fun. Because it's all about fun. Everything inside the Matrix is nothing more than to hide. It's a game. Like, you look at everything. What does religion do? Bind you into the Matrix. What does science and shit do? Bind you into the Matrix. You may think you're learning inside the Matrix, but it's all binding you into the Matrix. Nothing exists in the Matrix. So therefore, what is in the Matrix should be game-like. You should be logging in and logging out and doing what the fuck you want in the Matrix because it's just a game. This is what I've been told to tell. So what you have to do is understand that the Illuminati, all right, this is the craziest one out of all of this, they know it's a game and they're playing a side of the game. See, they have to produce the fear and everything like that for the simple reason we need an enemy. And without an enemy, we couldn't become awake to what's going on. If there's no enemy, we couldn't see bullshit going on. So therefore, we couldn't awaken to the bullshit. So we needed to have an enemy for us to fucking see the truth. And now that we're seeing the truth, you know, you look at, like I said, reality, reptilians, flat earth, Masons, all of this shit is game structure. It's a game level design. It's not real. It's, like, for example, the Mandela effect people, what just happened to us. We shifted from one game level into the next. That's the reason why you've now seen manifestations of, new animals, new logos, manipulations to movies, etc. Because this is a new design of level. It's nothing to do, we did shift through CERN, etc. like that. But we are quantum as well. We just jumped to another game board, the level, or the next level. That's what I mean. But, so what we got through the explanation of that is that we're quantum to start with. So everything's quantum, so we know that. So we know that the one consciousness that we're all connected with is creating everything physical. So therefore, Yahweh is good and bad. So therefore, that everything in the world itself is exactly perfect the way it should be. We're supposed to jump in this game. We're supposed to shoot each other. We're supposed to drive around being idiots. Or we're supposed to build a nice little house peacefully. It's all about the game, right? This game is all about entering it and not knowing that you're in a game. This is the funniest fucking thing of all of it because if you think about when you play a game, the best scenario for you to be able to play a game is if you didn't know you were playing a game. That's when you get the most enjoyment out of it because it's a mystery and everything is just riddles on riddles on riddles on riddles. See, when you first come into the world, you knew you were playing a game. That's how come you didn't care, you were careless, you did that as a kid because you just didn't care. You knew what it was like to come in to play the game. After everything got you, it stopped. So what we need to do as reality to actually fix this is understand that everything in the world is Elohim. The Illuminati are created by the one. The CERN is created by the one. We are created by the one. The Bible is created by the one. Everything is created by Yahweh. There is no other. There's only one, and that's Yahweh. So everything in existence is that. That's what you have to understand. So what should happen is when we enter the world, we should have a class in school that allows us to learn as... To actually learn as, like, for example, we come straight out from the womb, we learn how to walk, we go to kindy. In kindy, you should be taught you're nothing but pure source of energy consciousness. You should be taught that we're all connected and how the game works. Everything through imagination, the thought initiative programming is how free will manifests the vibrational frequency of the physical reality. So then we have a starting manual to understand that we're playing the game. Because after we understand we're playing the game, we can do whatever we want. It's free will. The whole point of this game is to jump into it. We've got free will. I mean, isn't this what we're striving for right now in the Matrix? With all of these games that we build, isn't the game designer striving for a game exactly like this, where you can get free will, you can do this, there's random number generators, everything like this inside the game is exactly what it is outside the game. The only reason that that exists right now in the consciousness as a hint. Everything from the consciousness is a hint. You get to, going back into history, here's a nice little one for the Mandela effectors out there. So, we got the Vicinci man or whatever, right? That has his arms standing out in the old reality from Da Vinci that only had a circle around him. So that was a representation of the energy aura around the man, okay? So you had his arms out already, so that's a representation that he was on the board, on the floor. They already knew that he was standing on this chessboard that I'm talking about, where we are. It's a hint to what's going on outside the game. So we had that, and now since the Mandela effect, what happened to it? It got a square added around the outside of it, did it not? So there you have your fucking tile piece that you're standing on inside of the chessboard. Everything inside of the reality, inside the Matrix, shows you hints that nothing really exists except for one thing, and that's to have fun, and it's a game. You want to know how to love thy enemy? The Illuminati are trying to let you log out. This is the craziest thing out of all of it. Everything in the game is twisted. This is why it's so fun, because everything has backwards meanings. Like a cult. A cult to me means satanic, bad, evil. But no, it really just means hidden teachings and shit. That's all it means. It's just a stereotype inside of the game that indoctrinates this kind of programming so the game can continue. That's about it. But out of the reality of it, it's nothing. Nothing inside the game is what it seems. You think death is really bad. Okay, what happens when you fucking jump into a game and you log out? Do you think that when you logged out was bad? You know, you got sick of the game. You wanted to leave. It's over. People should have the understanding of this. This is not like, understand all of the sayings of everything throughout history. Like, people would look at you wrong and shit and say this, but after I've explained it to you, like, think about this. Order out of chaos, right? That's the Mason's favourite fucking motto, right? Now, for me to say this is a lot, fucking trust me, hey, because I fucking used to hate these cunts with something with a passion until I've seen what I've seen. So, order out of chaos. They want to create order so they can create chaos in the world, right? And what's chaos? Chaos is a good game. You know, everything's running around and it should be chaos because that's what a game is. It's about having fucking fun. And there's no dark energy, Satan and shit like that. It's all indoctrination stereotype into the Matrix. Everything is just here to have fucking fun. You look at a dog. What does a dog want to do the most in its life? Play. Because it's here to have fun. You look at a kid. What does a kid play? Because it's here to have fun. What do you want to do as an adult? Sit down and watch the fucking sport sometimes. Because you're here to have fun. All of these hints are right there in front of your face to realise that we are sitting inside a matrix hologram that is created through us consciousness as the one, through singularities of the collective and through vibrational frequencies manifesting the physical reality. And we do it as we go through our imagination. That's why you're told in school, don't daydream. Because the actual, when you think, you're not actually thinking with your brain. What you're doing is you are connecting through to the consciousness energy through your chakras, all right? And through your pineal gland and your chakras, right, you are actually taking a bit of information from the one. Even how we speak, even I'm the one right now speaking to you, and you are the one right now listening to me. I'm telling you myself that we have to wake up. This is what the whole thing is right throughout the entire, the whole game level design. You look at what I'm saying, you'll see so many synchronicities to everything that I say that it is insane. I'll bring out more on this when I get my head clear, because I've had so many downloads to this situation, and I understand how hard it is for people out there to get the grasp of this, because, hey, it's indoctrination that it's always been right throughout history. But everything inside is just meant to have fun, meant to have a game. Life and death is meant to be, death should be celebrated and life should be celebrated. Not mourning when people leave, etc. like that, because they're about to check out of their game. They're going to another game. We are gamers. God is an infinite gamer. That's the reason why he's showing you that through manifestation of reality. Every single thing that we're going towards is to show you we are gamers. Now, why would the actual consciousness of the one take us that direction in the physical manifestation of reality if it wasn't trying to tell us exactly what's going on? We are gamers. So that's my rant. It's a long one, so I hope you fucking got the gist of it, because there's a lot more that I could bring out, and I will in the future. So, peace and love, brothers and sisters. Alright, so I didn't actually finish my rant there. So what I'm going to tell you more is about, like, the Illuminati and how it all corresponds to what's going on. So, we have the Georgia Guidestones, which says that keep mankind balanced with perpetual nature, right? So, we have the yin and the yang. Everything is inside of the collective consciousness from the one. Everything is from the one. Like I explained, we as human beings have been taught through indoctrination that we use our brains or our own minds to use memory for creativity, etc. like that. But what it is that there's a consciousness that's the one of everything that we are a singularity of. And through connecting through to the consciousness, we always are connected to the consciousness, you just have to understand how to understand your connection to the consciousness. That's the problem. See, when you relay stuff and when you talk stuff, when you bring out information like Tesla brought out and everyone in the past has brought out throughout history, these people have been pulling information from the collective consciousness. So what they do is they manifest in the physical reality by learning, etc. And then because of what they understand of the physical reality, of the construct of the matrix, they can then access their consciousness, which is the one, because we all are one of everything of Yahweh, and then they can manifest what they actually see in consciousness into the matrix reality through imagination, which is the thought initiative program, right? So what you've got is, the problem with it is this is a game. So the world itself is meant to be a game. So this is what I'm trying to point out here. Yahweh is good and bad. It is everything from good and everything from bad. Hence, in the Bible it says, I am the Alpha to Omega. So if you pick up the Bible and look at the Alpha and Omega, you're going to look at Genesis to Revelation. So therefore you've got your light and your dark. So it's already indicating that Yahweh is everything all in one. And the problem with indoctrination over history and the way that everything has been worked is, so everything becomes individuality. Remember I was talking about individuality in my last video, how we are not individuals, there's no families, there's nothing. So there is no individuality as such. It's all a program inside the matrix structure of the actual game. This is where we get it wrong, because by rights, we're supposed to log into the game, have fun, and log out. Now, you may think this is bad, what I'm saying, etc., but as far as what I can see from what I've been told from Yahweh, nothing evil or anything. I've got full love for Yahweh, and I love the game that he has created for it. It is absolutely divine. There's no flaw in it. It's just perfect. But the problem is we aren't players in this game. We are supposed to be players that log in and log out whenever we want, and we're supposed to enjoy it like a game. But we are stuck inside the game for so long that we have indoctrinated ourselves through the consciousness I mean, through the matrix world of indoctrination, we have indoctrinated ourselves to believe that there is such thing called life, when life itself doesn't exist because it's just a construct from inside of the programming of the matrix. And if life doesn't exist inside the matrix, and the matrix doesn't exist, like I said before, except for vibrational frequencies of consciousness that manifest the physical reality through the atom being blank 99%, and then consciousness vibrational frequency manifesting it to physical, which can be proven through science, which is is showing you that there is nothing really here. So why are we taking everything to so much consideration, like life, etc., like that? I know it sounds bad, trust me, but from what I've been told is that we should think this is a playground. And why we had the Mandela effect is for an awakening to understand that this is game. This is the game graphics. The reason why continents moved is because Yahweh as a collective wants to show that this is a game, how easy it is for things to change and be manipulated, just like a game level. But the problem is that this game is so far advanced to anything that we could even understand that we are playing games right now, but we couldn't even imagine the game that we're in. But we are in a game. We are light beings playing a game that we love. We love the game, and we just keep playing it. We come here, we inhabit an avatar when we first start, and then we enter it, and then we're indoctrinated into the program of the game, and then right throughout the game, we're indoctrinated. And at the moment, you have, in the actual reality of the game, you have one side. You have the Illuminati, which are just taken over. But where's the good guys? Where's the other side of the game? Everything's a game. Like, we can manifest dragons into this reality. We can do whatever we want. This is the amazing thing about the construct of the matrix through vibrational frequencies, through thought initiative programming. You use your imagination. When you use an imagination, what you're doing is you're opening up your consciousness flow to receive as the one, from the one, and you receive the information download of what everything really is. And you can understand by speaking to Yahweh exactly how everything should be. And the problem is we have a game here that he built for us that is specifically for us to come in and enjoy ourselves. Like any kind of enjoyment, fun, kill, murder, live life, happy, get married, whatever you want to do is what should be in this reality. But we have sold indoctrination inside of the Matrix game that everything is bad and everything is good. There is no good and bad because Yahweh is perfect and Yahweh is everything. So let's get rid of that stereotype to start with. So now we have a game, right? That's all it is a game platform. This whole reality is a game platform. When we first get here, the only problem is like I said before, we need instructions. We need the game manual. We need a tutorial to explain to us it's a game, because at the moment we're not understanding that this is a game. We understand it in the terms. You think about it. Everything in creation is through the one consciousness of Yahweh working through us singularities, right? So we are all one, no matter what. We are all just singularities, are all children of Yahweh. So everything that is in existence inside the matrix is there for a reason from Yahweh. So everything is to give you a hint. You read it? So when we drop terms in reality, when we speak, it's actually the consciousness of Yahweh talking to one another, because we don't pull speech from anywhere else except for our singularity of consciousness that's connected to the collective consciousness. So when we say stuff like, oh, life is a game, we are literally telling each other that life is a game. This is the funniest thing of all. We are not getting the messages. We are not getting the hints that are sent to us. There should be a where you can log in and log out. Basically, that's what it should be. The reason why Illuminati are trying to keep the humanity down to 500,000 in balance with perpetual to nature, and that, like they say, is because they understand it's a game. And we have 7 billion players that are playing this game that are not logging out. You get it? What would happen in the real life if we had a game that was online and we had 7 billion people log into it in the whole world? The game system would get congested, and there'd be like, it wouldn't know how to, it would be so congested that the servers would shut down in our reality, right? Well, this is kind of the same kind of thing that's going on, but instead of people understanding that we're in actual virtual reality of the toppest degree fucking game, that we don't log out. So therefore, we've got collections and collections and collections of players that are constantly just building more and more players. So we are creating our
own sardine-packed game world, when in reality, if this happened in a game, what we'd do is we'd log out and go into another server, and we'd go into another game, or we'd start a brand new fresh game or something like that. But this is the problem. People do not understand it's a game. When we die, all we're doing is logging out. When we are born, all we're doing is logging in. This is a really advanced game. What we are in reality is spiritual essence. We are the pure light consciousness cross beings that exist outside of this matrix vibrational frequency of consciousness. So what's that? We are outside. So what is this? It's a game if we are outside of the game, is it not? And everything is created now through science that you're figuring out yourselves, that consciousness manifests physical reality. So you have the one, which is everything everywhere, as all of us all the time, speaking to all of us all the time, as when we speak, and I speak right now, I'm speaking from the one. When you reply to me, you're speaking from the one, because we are all connected by the one. This is why the everything is to do with showing that everything is now turning into so make-believe, and like movies example. Movies are created by the consciousness of the one through singularities, like I said before and earlier, right? So you have the brain or the consciousness of Yahweh trying to indicate to us inside of the matrix all the time that everything inside the matrix is fake. That's the reason why you've got movies with green screens. That's the reason why you have movies that can look so visually realistic to you, but you know that it's a movie, and outside of the movie, you know that it was a screened movie and stage movie. You watch people get murdered. You watch everything go on in that movie as what it could happen in reality. But you look at a movie and say, oh, well, that was just a movie. But you've got to realize that is the singularity of consciousness of Yahweh manifesting into physical reality as a hint. It's showing you that reality is a game. That's the reason why they show all this. That's the reason why movies show this stuff, because they want you to get the hint that you can associate reality with being game-like. That's what it's all about. The whole of reality is a game. See, some people think I'll probably be crazy. Some people will think other, but I can tell you exactly what it's all about. We ourselves are light beings. Like I said, we exist outside of this matrix. Now, the reason why this matrix is the way it is, and it's good and bad, is because us light beings inside of our real home, remember, this is not our real home. Us light beings inside of our real home, outside of the matrix, live in absolute, surreal, perfect, pure purity. Everything is so perfect. No crime, no murder, no nothing ever. It is so perfect. It really is heaven. Right? So what it is that us light beings know that we cannot destroy our own realm. We know that we can't do anything like this. But in some of it, there's fun in all of this stuff, because people do this stuff in reality for fun. But us light beings like to jump into here and enjoy ourselves and do everything that we cannot do in our own realm. So we come into here, we're supposed to actually come in, have fun, wait until we've had enough and log out. But we don't do that anymore. So therefore, we have all of us light beings players stuck in here. And this is the problem. So now that I've explained it all, you understand that everything inside the matrix is just programming, is code. The actual imagination code I grabbed from Yahweh, and it's called the Thought Initiative Programming, from the actual Archon that is creating this reality, because everything is right through from Yahweh. So we have what I said. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to teach you, if you listen, how to actually see what I see, all right? So imagine that you have a glowing purple orb right in front of the top of your head. So this glowing orb will be closed at first because you don't use it much. So imagine that orb opening brighter. All right? And as you feel the orb opening brighter, you will feel your body, energy. As you open it, you will feel. Now, when you open that orb, you can get in contact straight through to consciousness. and you'll feel your contact. You'll go into alpha state, and you'll know that you're in a different state because you'll actually get information fed to you, or you'll talk to Yahweh. So now that you can get into that state and try to, I want you to envision as hard as you can a checkered floor, just like the Masonic checkered floor. All right? So visualize that. And now on each tile of that checkered floor, I want you to turn around and I want you to visualize those little light beings. We look exactly like we do now, but without any shape. We don't have a shape to an avatar, and we don't have a face. We are just pure light. So imagine those pure light beings in the shape. Everyone looks the same. Male and female looks a bit different because they do have breasts. But imagine that. All right. So the male is standing on the white, and the female is standing on the negative, and then the male is standing on the white, the female is standing on the negative, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter. So that there is what you're looking at, is what we are. Now, out of each of the arms that are stretched out, because we look like little crosses because we have our arms out to each other, and we're almost touching fingertips, hence the image of God touching man. There's another reference from the consciousness of Yahweh put into the actual reality. Now, we're sending energy through our fingertips into every other one that's in the actual game. So we're all standing in the square pad, and we are sending light energy to each other. And through this grid, going through everyone, we are creating one consciousness through our telepathic minds as light beings. And with our one consciousness of us all being combined, we are playing this game all at once. This is why it's so hard, because the game is all about tricking. The game is about everything in it to be a lie. You know what I mean? Like you look at reality, what you're supposed to do in here, work, all that fucking bullshit. What a load of joke. That's fucking shit. You're not supposed to do a single fucking thing that you don't want to fucking do. I can understand exactly why these people in Hollywood are saying, do as thou wilt, because they understand that it's a game, see? They can't tell you through free will that it's a game because they have an agenda. I don't have an agenda. I've just been told by Yahweh exactly what it is, and I'm only here to actually relay the information because I've actually seen me as a light being outside, and I understand what I am. So I'm trying to now relay to the rest of us, which are all light beings, and we've got a wicked home to go to, trust me, that we are all the same, exactly the same. And that's the reason why we've created one consciousness that can control everything and manifest a physical game, because we outside are sinless. We don't sin. We don't eat. We don't drink. We don't do anything like that. We are so divine in the purest form of purity. Like I said, this is the reason why. Because out in that reality of what we're really from, we can't do anything like this. We cannot kill. We cannot have sex. We cannot fucking smoke drugs. We can't do all the bad, and we can't get married or anything like that because we cannot. We don't have this understanding. We are just all individuals there, but we work as one collective still, just like we're doing in here. We are all individuals, but we're still one collective creating the game. We like beings love this. We have been doing this for fucking millennia, but the problem is we loved it so much at the beginning, and there was no understanding of how to bring the consciousness thought predictive programming into the physical reality of the vibrational created matrix. So there was never ever understanding that it was a game, but there was, because it talks about look, God in the sky hovering over. Everything is related to UFOs that you read about, some of the stuff in the biblical sense. And then you say, well, okay, what can that happen in? It can happen in a game. Everything is a game. That's the thing. There is no Satanism. There is no religion. There is no learning. There is nothing. The game is open for you to express yourself the way that you want to express yourself, because us as light beings can't express ourselves from where we're from. So we created the ultimate simulation game that we can get every experience from that we desire. And that's what it's all about. I hope you understand what I'm saying, and I know it's a bit far-fetched, fucking trust me on that one, but I'm a good soul. I'm 100% for Yahweh. I love Yahweh, and I love the game that has been created. And we have to understand, if we're ever going to understand and get out of the game, you have to search your consciousness. If you don't believe me that this is a game, all what you have to do is figure out how to use your chakras, and if you don't already do it, open your chakras and talk to consciousness, because we are all one. And the fact that I have pulled this means that we are all one. So you know this already. I am just knowing. See, when you grab something from Yahweh, there's I think, I believe, or I know. And when you know, the one knows. So you know it is exactly what you're saying, because why else would you be saying it? Through the manifestations of consciousness of the one. Anyway, peace and love. Peace and love, and back again. I'll just continue with it instead of making individual ones. So, now you got to understand, the whole problem with the way that the game is working is we have factions. Why do we have Yahweh split it into factions? Why is Yahweh and why is Satan? What the fuck is Satan? Satan's a creation from Yahweh. Everything was a creation from Yahweh. So, it is part of Yahweh? This is the problem here. Everyone's taken their own little bits and pieces out of the true creation. The true creation, Yahweh, is everything good and bad. The only way that we are to understand now to love thy enemy, which is what I'm teaching you out of this whole thing, is to love the Illuminati, because they're trying to get you out of the game. And the Illuminati are created by who? Yahweh. Because the Illuminati are a manifestation of the pure source of consciousness into the vibrational frequency matrix. So therefore, it's part of the one. And Yahweh is everything. That's the reason why you have them flying the all-seeing eye, because it says the all-seeing eye, which is Yahweh. They have a religious symbol, believe it or not. But the symbol itself has been put into context. See, inside the matrix, everything is different to outside of the matrix. Inside the matrix, good is bad and bad is good, and all kinds of crazy stuff that goes on. I won't even get into all that because it's mind-boggling, trust me, and I've gone through it all. But to understand what we have to do, if you want to love your enemy, realize that the Illuminati are just part of the game of Yahweh. Yahweh created them too. So why do you hate them? Why are you hating on Yahweh? Because you love Yahweh. You know that you love Yahweh. And everything is of Yahweh. So to love Yahweh is to love all of Yahweh. This is why we're stuck in the game too, because we have this broken down communication of what really everything is. And if we can't even understand how the game is made, how are we going to understand it's a game? This is the problem. You have to get through your head. Everything is a creation from one pure source of consciousness, okay? That's from all of us on the outside, standing on a light board, creating a consciousness that can manifest the physical reality. This is our game world. Now, inside the game world, Yahweh is everything. He created this beautiful game. You know what I mean? He lets you go out and do whatever you want. That's the point of everything. Everything else is an indoctrination to keep you stuck to understand the matrix. It's called the governor. The governor will tell you when you try to get outside the matrix to get back in the matrix. Every time you think when you try to get outside the matrix to get back in the matrix. Every time you think outside of the box, so to speak. Yeah, there you go. There's another little quote that's been thrown into reality by Yahweh. The collective consciousness is one. Think outside the box. These are all things that are coming from the one. I'm not talking individually through my brain. I'm talking straight from consciousness, as everyone does, because we are all singularities of the one. So what I say, and I know this. I'm not fucking saying, oh, I might believe this. I know this 100% with certainty. I get so much energy flowing through my body after talking to Yahweh. It is insane. I just hope you go out and try it yourself and get in communication and find out that what I'm saying is 100% what it all is. For us to, all right, I'm going to put this one down. So we have a new zodiac, Ophilus or whatever it is, right? Which I now am, apparently. But it is to slay the serpent, okay? And then heal the serpent and live with the serpent. That is what that zodiac sign says. Now, anyone say slay the Illuminati indoctrination stereotype of them being reptilian aliens and the Satan, serpent? You get it? By removing the serpent indoctrination from everything, you are then understanding it's all Yahweh. So then you are healing the serpent, because it's broken at the moment. No one loves Yahweh fully. No one is understanding that Yahweh is everything good and bad. You're loving one part of Yahweh, and the Satanists are loving the other part of Yahweh. It's got to be loved all in one. This is the reason why the yin and yang is manifested into the pure source of consciousness creation, so you can understand there needs to be a perpetual balance. And it's all Yahweh. It's all coming from the one pure source of creation consciousness. And that's Yahweh, Elohim. That's it. There's no other outside. There's no nothing. So we have to get it through our heads that everything is Yahweh. It doesn't matter if it's good. It doesn't matter if it's bad. You love it. Because what does God say? He says, love me and fear me at the same time. The way to destroy your enemy is love thy enemy. I'm telling you how you love your enemy. They are trying to log you out of the game. Don't be scared. There's no scared to it. Are you scared when you jump on a console and you log out? Do you get scared? This is why it's so insane. Because this game is so complex and it drags you into it so insanely that you believe that the Matrix is real. Anyway, that is my rant, and what a fucking load of information that's all I can say. Peace. Yeah, I decided to add a bit more anyway. So, what I was saying is, like I'm trying to point out, is everything in reality is the creation of consciousness through Yahweh, the One, okay? So we've established that, so nothing is in reality without the existence of Yahweh present there in any manifestation of creation, right? So everything is telling you to wake up and obey. We are thinking that the obey sign that keeps popping up everywhere in games and everything like that is from the actual obey the law, obey that. It's not. It's always about obey Yahweh. Yahweh through consciousness has told us repeatedly to wake up, wake up, wake up. It's like he's repeatedly dropping messages all the time how we fix this game. We're not doing the game right. What we've got to do is we've got to divide countries into actually war. One place can be for war. One place can be for serenity. One place can be for, I don't know, gang violence and drugs and stuff like that. And we can split the world so well and divided. This is what the New World Order is about. The Illuminati are trying to create the game. They understand that the game is there, and what they're trying to do is build stuff like robots and stuff like that so we can log in and we can log out and we can come back and that is still the same. I understand the whole mentality of everything that's going on right now, and what's broken is we need to, you think about reality right now, what's the main thing that keeps popping up in your face? Menus, right? Everything that you can think of right now has a menu. So the manifestation of creation through the consciousness is actually dropping hints as we need a menu. We need a menu for the game when we get here, because there's no menu that tells us it's a game. We need to understand that we have all these spiritual connections, and we're actually the light beings back in the other world, which we call heaven, but but is actually the actual home that we can go back and forth any time we choose. The problem is that we're not told this, and we need an actual instruction manual when we get here of exactly how it all works. And then we need to connect to the one, Yahweh, as very, very little, and then we can follow through, always talking through the consciousness, and we can manifest what we want. So if you want to have Satanist world, you can have a little island in the middle of the world, or the middle of Earth, where all the Satanists go that want to be Satanists, and they'll manifest their own reality. You know, they'll create their own devil same areas as what they all believe, so they can manifest that consciousness creation into reality. So you have like you can have the the one where Buddha can be a whole entire country as well. And then because of all of the spiritual belief behind all that, Buddha will manifest back into physical reality. And same with every other religion you can think about. The Christian religion, we can actually you can have like fucking we can actually make like a whole country made for the whole Christian religion. So everyone that wants to be in that faith can join that country. And that country can all be about whatever it is, nice, happy. And then the other ones can be about gore, or hate, or war, gang violence, whatever you want. You split apart the world separately, so each part of the game is all divided and actually works as it's supposed to be a game. Because what we are supposed to be is a game that's inside a game with billions of other little games that we can play. We made this to be a game. The reason why we keep getting the menu pop up in through the consciousness manifesting into reality is because the game needs a menu. We need to have the menu. We need to have the understanding of when you're born, who cares? You're logging in. Do you guys celebrate every time something's born? In reality we do, but in this reality we do. But the fact is, all it is a login. So we've got to understand that it's a login, and then death is a log out. So we should have suicide booths in some part of the world as well that allow people that not want to be in the game any longer, that understand obviously that it's just a game, once they get the understanding that they can log in and log out, and then they can come back. So we have to manifest things into reality to change this the way they want. The Illuminati New World Order, they're showing you on the Denver mural, everything's different. You know, they've got one part that's peaceful. The background's got fucking war going off. On the side of it, they've got things that are in glass cubes and stuff like that. What it is this is all consciousness, remember? Every single thing that you know in reality is consciousness. Adding it there is a hint for you to understand. So you've got consciousness telling you left, right, and centre, hey, it's the game. Wake up. Obey. Because we need to understand that we can't stay in the game forever. So what we need to do is, like I said, divide everything so perfectly that the world just works in harmony. You know, are you going to be scared if you know that the war's not going to come to you? If you know there's just a place that is always constantly in war, and always for the ones that want to go play in war, like I just said, because once you understand you're a gamer, you're here to have fucking fun on whatever kind of gaming experience that you want. Think about the reality, right? You've got flight simulators. You've got every single thing that you can think of that the consciousness is showing you now as a computer game. So you look behind that, and what's the symbology of that? It's the symbology of consciousness revealing to you that it's a game. You look down behind everything that's symbology. Now that you know that consciousness tells you all the time through every single thing that you do, and what I do, and what everyone does, and what's everything's created into the actual the vibrational matrix that doesn't exist, remember, but is only a construct of consciousness creating it through imagination, which is only thought initiative programming, so we can actually make the reality the way it goes. Then think about what we can do. We can have a part of the world that's peace and pure. We can have whatever they want in different areas of the world. And then no one's going to go anywhere else, because all you have to do is travel to that country for that fucking experience. And if you're a gamer, well, then you understand that it doesn't really matter what you do. You know, games, you go in and you get killed. So you would understand that when you go over to them kind of places, if you want to start playing that game, then you've got to understand that you may get shot. But you got to understand that you can log out and log in as well. So you got to create all save points and everything like that. It sounds absolutely insane, but this is what we want. We are light beings on the outside, like I said, and we have a game that is absolutely broken in this reality. What we need in this reality is everything to work in order. This is the reason why not the Illuminati, no one else except for consciousness itself, which is the all-seeing eye, because it is the one eye that sees everything. This is the only reason the Illuminati use the eye, is because the consciousness is the energy that's linked to your brain. Your brain doesn't do anything. Your brain only processes information into the consciousness, and then through the consciousness collecting the information from so many, then manifests the physical reality. So we're lied to right through. You've got to understand that we create create reality, that's 100%, and everything is a game. We have to create order out of chaos. So what do they want to do? They want to create order out of chaos. So you think that they're going to bring in martial law and they want to create chaos and stuff like that. No. What they're trying to do is trying to get everyone out of the game, but we don't need to do it like that. All we have to do is separate and understand that we're gamers playing a game and split apart countries, split apart the world, exactly what we've just been told by Yahweh during the Mandela effect, by the way, because he's just showing us that countries can move. So if you believe a country's somewhere else, it's going to move, because this is all the manifestation of consciousness through imagination, through the thought initiative programming. That's how you change physical reality. It's all about us. We are wicked, awesome, spiritual light beings. We have the most purest place that we come from, of purity. We can't experience anything like this in our reality. This is why we're here. We're here to play games that we can't possibly experience in our reality. We've come to have fun, but for some reason we've looped out. The game's in a loop. You know the reason why they put up 33 all the time? 33 is 8. 8 is the sign for infinity. 8 is the sign for the loop. This is the reason why it's showing you again, because everything is a sign from consciousness itself. It's not the fucking Illuminati. It's not the Masons. It's not the Christians. It's not the Jews. It's fucking nothing. All it is us as one, because all of us are one through one creation of consciousness. And that consciousness is telling us, wake up. It's a fucking game. Thanks. The reason why everything is the way it is also is because we are remembering our past of what we are. We are light beings of purity, like I said. So we are living like light beings of purity in a world that we designed so we could destroy. This is the reason why the consciousness is showing you sex on TV and drinking and, for example, like I said, the consciousness telling itself and telling all us that we're a game. The game as a rapper, you know, and then you've got, oh, you're in the game, man, your game. You know, all of these fucking quotes that actually represent that you're still stuck inside the matrix. You're in the game. Everything is there right for you to see in front of your own eyes. It's just, you've got to, if you look at something from now on, realize that everything is created from the one consciousness of all singularities, right? So we have one consciousness that's manifesting the physical reality. So this physical reality is pushing a direction so you can get a message. The message is, we're gamers. Look everywhere around you. I know it's hard to grasp. I know exactly, but you've got to get past the indoctrination of when we're stuck here. You think that spirit is like a spirit. It's not. It's you. You're a spirit. You're a light being. That's what we call. We're called light beings. Well, light beings is exactly what we are. And there's no fucking, evil, fuck all, mate. This is the evil. This is what we were supposed to come in here and live, which is evil. I know this is hard to grasp, because the game should work. The game is broken so much that we don't even understand it's a fucking game. That's the craziest thing out of all. If you don't believe me, like I said, get in contact with the consciousness yourself, speak to it, visualize that chessboard, and then ask it if I am right. Because I am 100% right. And you remember, at the end of the day, I'm a singularity of that consciousness telling you exactly how it is. With all the changes out there, to all the Christians, I've been Christian all my life, right through, and what I'm saying is exactly what Yahweh tells me to tell everyone. And with the Christians out there, you want to know the reason why the Bible changed? Because it's not to be taken literally. It's supposed to be a choice of when you get into the actual game. You can choose that path if you want. So, and because Christianity has turned around and deemed Satanism and created two factions of the same, we have the consciousness trying to drop hints, like always telling you, like, look at all the evil everywhere, in the same of the consciousness itself. So that's what we're talking with the actual verse where it used to be, the lion shall lay with the lamb. Right? So we had that and that. And now since this actual Mandela effect, you know that it's changed to the wolf. So what's the wolf? The wolf is a representation of the Antichrist if you wanted to go to Christianity. But what's the Antichrist? The Antichrist is Satanism. So what's Satanism? Satanism is part of Yahweh. So therefore, it's the consciousness of the whole construct of everything is trying to relay this one message that let's get rid of all of this bullshit where there's factions that split apart Yahweh. Because Yahweh is one and Yahweh wants to be worshipped as just one. You have to be in contact with Yahweh through your consciousness, open up your chakras and get into your, start drawing, or if you're creative, start doing that, or anything else that opens up a way to be able to draw the imagination or the image thought programming, or the initiative thought, the thought initiative programming from the actual consciousness. Because what you're doing is you're training yourself to be able to accept the frequency of energy coming from Yahweh so you can receive the Holy Spirit. And after you do this, it is just glorious. You can just see what you're supposed to be able to see as a being. So I'm trying to tell everyone out there, this is not the fucking real. All right, you know this through somatics. You know this through the human resonance frequency being exactly the same as the earth, showing you that the earth is made of the same as the human. So what the fuck is up with that? Because it's all just a fucking fake construct of fucking nothing that never ever fucking really exists. But through thought initiative programming, imagination, as a collective, we can manifest. The problem is you have individuals everywhere right now thinking about their own fucking thing and not manifesting the thought to do the creation. We are proper creators. To take the extent of understanding of creation, if we take 20 million people to one island and give them one imagination thought to think about, you will see manifestation in front of your own eyes of actual creation, because Yahweh will create that. And that's amazing to me, eh? And this is exactly what needs to be done. To understand that we're nothing but consciousness. That's it. We're light beings. We inhabit avatars. Through our light being connection, once we understand we're one, this is the main thing that we have to all at the moment, we're all individual. Some of us are stuck fully in the matrix and don't even realize that there's anything at all besides the matrix. So you've got to open your kundalini. You've got to get in contact with consciousness. And trust me, consciousness wants everyone to know what the hell is going on. And then we want to manifest through the thought initiative programming, through consciousness, into the physical reality. And that is exactly how we can actually change life so everyone can enjoy it. No one's in fear. There's no such thing as fear unless you go to that part of the game. Everything is sorted into sections. If you don't want to experience that kind of thing in your life while you're here to have your game, well, you just go somewhere else. If you don't want to, and you just make sure everything's always divided into games. Well, when you get gamers, what do gamers do? How many gamers really cause trouble? They just want to play their game. So, anyway, that's my actual full reading of consciousness, straight from the pure source of consciousness as Yahweh, as a full, trying to relay the message to you. Peace. See, what the one thing is, right, is that we've got to understand is that consciousness builds their physical reality. There's nothing within the physical reality that we look at that hasn't been manifested there by consciousness as a collective creating the physical reality that we're in. But the matrix isn't real, as you know. So you look around and you see what consciousness itself is telling you. You have the yin and yang symbol directly corresponding that God is white and black. The one makes both. You have reality right now. You have a lot of subliminal messages are not subliminal messages the way that we have always thought. Subliminal messages is the consciousness. They are not put there purposely by the Illuminati or anything. They are put there by consciousness, because consciousness controls everything. Consciousness controls you. Consciousness controls me. We are all one. You think about, the way to describe this is, you think about when you were younger and you played games that were Utopia, Populous and stuff like that, where you were God and you got to control all the individuals, right? That is what consciousness is. We as energy beings are creating this this manufactured holographic vibrational game, because I'm not even going to call it a world anymore, because it's not fucking round and it's a planet, and it's not whatever. We can make it whatever we want. This is the thing. So you look around right now, and you've got hints every single where that you look. You've got computer games, which are computer games that have the all-seeing eye in it. The all-seeing eye, I'll tell you exactly what the all-seeing eye represents for everyone out there. See, the Matrix is backwards. This is the funniest thing about the Matrix. Inside the Matrix, we live backwards. We think our life and our body is real. We think our body is the only thing that we've ever got. This is wrong. Our body is an avatar. We're supposed to be gamers. We're supposed to jump in, fucking smash it, jump out if we don't want to play, and then log back in if we want to play. This Satanism shit and Christianity and Buddhism and everything like this is all the same. It leads back to the one consciousness. There is no other consciousness except the one. The one creates everything. I understand physically how it does this. I actually understand this 100%, and I can scientifically prove it. So, when you see things lately, you notice that the trend has been pushed towards the all-seeing eye being put everywhere throughout reality. It's only because consciousness is that all-seeing eye. See, the one eye is a representation of opening up your Christ or your Christ chakra in your eye, in your third eye, right? So when you open up your Christ chakra, you get in contact with Yahweh. So, see, the Illuminati know this. The reason why it's called a cult and satanism and shit like this is because they choose to play it a certain way. But the symbol itself, like I said before, is religious. It's all to do with the contacting of Yahweh through the Christ eye. And you get in contact with Yahweh through the Christ eye. 666. Okay, 666 isn't what we think it is either. See, I've learnt all this, so you can imagine how astounded I am, because I thought that these fucking, everything was evil as fuck. But what it is, right, is 666 is a power structure. So, all it is that the strongest symbol in our physical reality of the manifested game is a triangle. So, the representation of a triangle with the eye in it is the power of Yahweh, which they understand that is consciousness. Everything is consciousness. See, consciousness. How to log into this, you notice that how games are beginning to show you car games, all kinds of diversity of games. It's because consciousness is trying to show you that that shit is right there in real life for you to do this to. This is what it's all about. We're just stuck in this stupid system where, for some reason, we're playing a game as a world, but we don't understand it's a game. So we got the good guys, the Illuminati, which aren't actually fucking bad, which is fucking funny. And then we got the bad guys, which are Illuminati. Then we got the good guys, which are the Christians and the truthers. But without the Illuminati, the Christian and the truthers can't wake up to understand that everything's fake. And we need to understand everything is fake. Like flat earth, no space, every single thing that the government does is fake for a reason. They are purposely trying to awaken us as a consciousness that the whole fucking matrix itself is fake. And that's what I can say. That's entirely what it is. It's up for you to take what I said, how it is. Myself, I'm 100% in contact with Yahweh 24/7. I get so much DMT from just opening up my third eye, speaking to Yahweh all the time. If you know what that is, it's a drug that was given to you when you're born. You only use it when you're born, and when you die, you use it again so you can leave the game and go back to heaven. Okay? I use this 24/7, just like my missus. She's using this 24/7, and because we're both seers and we're both in contact, we can make the most strongest connection when we're together, and we can download the information that is understanding from beyond everything, because you understand it already. The only difference is people say they believe and they think. All what you've got to do is know. Wake up, people. Remember. Another thing I can also say is, well, if you look at the outside of a building of a computer game, all right? So you're looking at pixels, right? TVs have pixels. Everything is showing you pixelation. What's pixelation? Pixelation is fucking atoms and every other little molecule and shit like that. It's pixelation. It's only that we call it something else inside of the physical world, that we're indoctrinated to believe that that's how everything works, etc. like that. But we have consciousness constantly showing us it's pixelation. Where do you think pixelation come from? If everything is not anyone's own memory and all it is a singularity of consciousness, and then that manifests into physical reality through the collective, then therefore consciousness has told you that pixelation is reality. Thank you. Oh, one last thing, all right? So consciousness directs us, like I've been saying. So now, with the new technology that's coming out, are you ready for this one? This should fucking amaze you as to everything I'm saying. Now, consciousness has manifested what? What's the latest technology that we're about to go into that's going to become our everyday life? Virtual reality. This is consciousness again telling us as a collective everything is fake. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put these goggles on our face, and as we do that we'll be logging in and then we'll be logging out. But we'll be jumping into another reality. Do you get it? This is what consciousness itself has been telling us right through. We are fucking gamers, and that we have to fix this so it's a game. We have a beautiful home to go back to at any time that we want. I know I'm all over the place with stopping and starting, but I just keep continuing on the same voice. So what I've been trying to explain is that consciousness manifests the physical reality, and that everything in this reality is nothing but a game. But the thing is that if everyone's going to say, why can't we just fix a game from the outside? The problem with the actual chessboard game is that we need someone from inside of the manifestation of the game to fix it from the inside. The reason why we haven't fixed it is because no one's becoming awakened to this, and because the game works in reverse, the stereotypes of indoctrination inside of the Matrix is actually telling you that what you need to learn how to do is wrong. See, the programming is wrong. That's the reason why consciousness itself has grabbed the cross and flipped it, or reverse speech. Everything is in reverse. You notice how many movies that you've noticed that you've seen things in reverse. People walk in reverse. In reality, we think we're taught that it's Satanism. In reality, it's supposed to be a cult and stuff like that. But in reality of it, it's nothing but consciousness, not the fucking devil, because that shit don't exist. There's no fucking devil. All there is one pure source of creational consciousness that's good and bad, that manifests the physical reality. We have to get rid of the term of the indoctrination of using good and bad, that there's two separate deities that control each form of emotion and action towards what we do inside of the physical matrix, because that is what is holding us back to understand that everything here is meant for us to have fun. We can't do it at where we come from. Meant for us to have fun. We can't do it at where we come from. We are already what we want to be, what indoctrination is saying. What we want to be here is pure, peaceful, everything perfect, right? Why would we want that when we come from that, people? Think about it. This is the game. We come from that perfect purity. We are just nothing than we're just made of love. Where we come from, we can't do anything except love. That's the only reason that we decided that we'd make a game where we can experience so many different emotions inside of a virtual reality game that goes right down to the biological structures and the physical reality that you can touch. As the Matrix tells you, it is nothing low, because all it is the senses coming from the body. You are not that body. You are that consciousness, that energy inside of it, or that spirit. The whole thing is about good versus bad. How many games have you played that's about good versus bad? This is what we're really supposed to do. We're not supposed to be fucking arguing as society. What the fuck is society? Society should be one game, stuck to one fucking island. Then another one should have castles and shit. And we should genetically create how to make a dragon and stuff like that. This is how we make the game. This is the reason why consciousness also has taught you to say this. That was a hell of a game. Because or good game. You know, everything's about game. It's all games, people. It's all games. Our life is a game. We have to understand and get past the indoctrination of inside of the Matrix and the governor's programming that we are just spiritual beings playing a game. The spirit does not get judged. We go back to heaven no matter what the fuck we do. And that's what Yahweh told me. So you tell me that I'm wrong. And no, I'm not a fucking Satanist. And no, I know all of that crap that I'm going to get fed back at me. This is the real 100% fucking truth of how it is in reality. If you want to live inside the matrix for vibrational creation of this fucking so-called prison of what we've done to ourselves these days, fair enough. But if you really want to know the truth, do what I said. sit back, learn how to open your actual Christ chakra, contact consciousness, which just happens to be the all-seeing fucking eye symbol, but don't imagine that, and then just listen. Because consciousness is everyone. I'm right there, right now, on consciousness, telling you as another singularity of me to wake the fuck up. On top of that, before anything like that, people talking about the Illuminati, right? I fucking understand what the Illuminati are 100%. But the problem is, see, like I told you before, they are game players. They know it's a game already. So they've already started playing their game. Why do you think they're so fucking rich? Because they've been playing the game. We're the idiots that have been sitting back letting them do whatever they fucking want. Because the game is to stop them. This is this game. But the problem is that everyone thinks that our life is like real life, like I said before. But that's not my point. The reason why I'm adding a bit more is because the cloning that's going on. Everyone knows about cloning, okay? So why are we cloning? Now, in reality, looking at being a physical avatar, because I'm not this physical avatar, I could kill myself right now and probably come back straight away. You know, maybe not into this avatar yet, but maybe right into this avatar. It depends what we build inside the matrix that allows us to. But like I'm trying to say, we need to have clones inside of the matrix. For the simple reason is they're making clones not to fucking put what you call, oh yeah, they are. Yeah, they're in reality of what you can see inside the matrix is they are making clones to put spirits into. And they're bringing spirits from somewhere to inhabit clones, right? But no, because what it really fucking is we are changing avatar presentation. Instead of logging into the game and having to start off as a baby each time, we are beginning to understand that it's a game and we can change our characters. See, they've known this for a long time. That's what reincarnation is, and that's where reincarnation comes from, because people do remember coming back. But now we're actually changing it, so you want to come back, you're going to be able to go back to heaven and look back on the board, and then when it's fixed proper, we'll be able to go, all right, let's go play that game. And we'll jump into it, and we might want to go racing this time. So we'll go into the race park, and we'll rip around until our bodies get shattered or something like that, and then we'll go back to heaven, or we might complete the race. See, we have it right now how it is. We have races and everything like this and shit, but no one knows it's a fucking game. If you know that you can die, crash, and come back, how hard are you going to go on that race course, mate? You're going to rip it like a game, because this is what we're supposed to do. These clones are there for, we might not want to start off as a baby again. So next time, we might want to come back as black. Next time, you know what I mean? The clones are the avatars. That's why they're making clones. They're making machines. So every time we log out of the game and come back into the game, we have like machines that can, constantly, control and manufacture the whole ideas of what we need when we're outside of the matrix, and keep the maintenance up on all of the games that we invent, so we can keep coming back and enjoying the games ourselves. That's the reason why everything is going the way that we see. Now I've explained all this to you, and you understand exactly what it's all about. And it's not about Satanism, and it's all about that Yahweh itself is good and bad as one collective, and that is what creates this physical matrix. You must understand that there's no hate, there's no fear, there's no terror, because there's always just a game. We're players in the game, so now you think about that. Where's your fear gone? The Illuminati are other players trying to get us to know that we have to log out. So why should we hate them? That's why I say that this is how you love thy enemy. Love them, because back on the chessboard, they're exactly us. We are all doing this. They're just one of us on the chessboard. This time they've done this because they realise that we're not going to wake the fuck up at all. This is the problem. We're indoctrinated. We are so fucking gone into this fake matrix construct that we now actually believe that it's the physical reality, like I keep saying, and we have bodies. No, we are fucking gamers, and we are divine gamers, and this is what it's all about, the good versus bad, the yin and the yang, but it's always one. If you look at a picture drawn, it will show you angels coming out one side, and then the other side, the demons coming out of the fire, and they're fighting in the middle, always as one picture, because evil and fucking the good is one. Everything is one. You can't just pick factions out of the one. All right, that is my rant, and hopefully a lot of yous woke up, because To me, before I understood everything of this from consciousness, I was 100% fuck that. Them Satan dogs got to die. Right? That's my mentality. I've fucking studied like all of my life, the Illuminati and everything. You know the reason why we need fake? We need so much fake over and over again. You know the false flags? They're fake, right? What does that tell you? Oh, shit's fake. It's because reality's fucking fake. And everything that they're doing is fake purposely to show you that the physical matrix is fucking fake.